Yo, what's poppin', my people? It's your boy Crooks the Great back at you guys with another banger of a UFC 5 video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the mechanics that are not in the UFC 5 closed beta that will be in the game on launch day. As well as we're going to touch on some of the things that I'm concerned about heading into UFC 5. So as you guys can see here, we got a tweet from EA Hey Steve Dave. Shout out to that guy. He's been dropping a lot of good nuggets to the community. And he dropped a tweet that's talking about the gameplay mechanics that are not in the beta that will be in the game. And the following are stamina and vulnerability changes for head movement mentioned on the deep dive. The footwork changes mentioned in the deep dive. Ground stamina change discussed in the deep dive. Some submission entries are missing from the beta, and the movesets assigned to fighters for the submissions are not final. Knee and elbow nerfs won't be present, and then the jab nerf. Now, this is really big because for those of you guys that have been getting knee and elbow spammed in the beta, I know you guys are quick to say, it's cap. They capped to us. Knee and elbows didn't get changed. But this right here is showing you the knee and elbow nerfs have not been implemented into the beta build that we're playing. And really it could really be not a ground changing, but a game changing thing, most of these, because jab nerfs, how are they going to nerf it? Knee and elbows, how are they going to nerf it? The ground stamina, the footwork, the stamina and vulnerability changes, all really important gameplay mechanics are going to be implemented on the final build when the game drops. So it's going to be real interesting to see how these mechanics right here are going to change the gameplay of UFC 5 on drop day. And this kind of goes hand in hand with a little bit of the things that I'm concerned about with UFC 5. Now, most of you guys are going to say, oh man, Crooks thinks this game's fucking perfect. And I don't. That's the farthest thing from the truth. I have some concerns heading into UFC 5. One of them being, is bobbleheading still viable in UFC 5? Now, I know here that's the first thing that they touched on right here, which is the stamina and vulnerability changes for head movement. But I want to see that in action. I want to see how bobbleheading affects the damage system in UFC 5. Is it going to be as effective as it was in UFC 4 to the point where it kind of nullifies the damage system? Or is it going to be so tuned and the tracking going to be better so that way when you do get somebody rocked, they're not able to go like this and get out of trouble? So that's something that I'm concerned about heading into UFC 5 that I really hope they thought about and they addressed. The second thing is going to be the jab nerfs. How much did they nerf the jab? And this is a really big concern for me, because I don't want the block to go back to what it was in UFC 3. For those of you guys that didn't play UFC 3 and just came in for UFC 4, UFC 3 had what we like to call a shield block. The shield block was so incredibly difficult to get through and to break through that people that were lesser skilled than you were able to survive by literally just hitting the back foot and using lateral movement to just get away. Now, I know a lot of people were clamoring for that kind of shield block to come back for UFC 4, but I don't want to see it coming back for UFC 5, because trust me, it's going to make the game that much harder to play, because people are going to be running away from you if they know that they can't match up with you skill-wise. But I also don't want to see the block be as easily broken through as it was in UFC 4. I really don't. I feel like it was way too easy to break the block in UFC 4 just by double jabbing. I really did. So I'm wondering how it's gotten nerfed. From what I hear, you're not going to be able to walk forward and jab as quickly as you were in UFC 4, which is really interesting. So I'm just real interested to see what they mean by jab nerfs, because it's real concerning to me how the jab is actually going to be nerfed, and hopefully it's not so nerfed that people are able to just have that shield block come back, because We all don't want that. Trust me when I tell you, we don't want it. And the third thing is going to be the easiness of getting a takedown. Now, they did nerf the double leg. I would imagine they would have nerfed the broken double leg takedowns in UFC 5 because so many people were complaining about it before UFC 4. In UFC 4, I'm sorry, not before UFC 4. When UFC 4 dropped, because it was very difficult to stop a double leg takedown because of the camera angles, and it was just kind of fluky. So I would imagine they have tuned that, as well as a lot of the clinch. Getting in the clinch is going to be harder to do. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, I feel like, to get a takedown, which could really make the grappling system non-existent. And that's what I don't want. I, believe it or not, even though I love striking, I do like to grapple on occasion too. I do fight for grapplers too. So I want to see, hey, how easily can a person get a takedown? Does the GA play a major part in the takedowns like they did in UFC 4? How easily are you able to get a takedown? How easily are you able to prevent a takedown? As well as some other things that are happening. How easily are you able to get a takedown in the clinch or a judo throw or something like that, you know? I really, really am worried about that because I feel like if the takedown system is the same as UFC 4, it's going to be very, very difficult to get somebody on the ground. And I'm not talking about casual players. I'm talking about the more experienced players. When you go up against high level, elite level players, are you going to be able to get them on the ground by mixing it up? Or how are you going to be able to get them on the ground? Because if we're not able to get them on the ground, then the grappling system kind of just gets nullified at that point. So that's something that I'm really, really worried about heading into UFC 5. And hopefully it's answered on day one. And I will let you guys know the 3 things that I just broke down, if and how I feel about them once the game actually launches. But that's it for the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to slap that subscribe button as well as slap that like button and drop a comment in the comment section letting me know what are the biggest concerns to you guys heading into UFC 5. Now, before you drop a comment, don't just say UFC 5 sucks. Give me something that you're worried about and something that concerns you heading into UFC 5. It could be the striking system. It could be the grappling system. It could be the clinch system. Let me know, what are your guys' concerns? Because everybody's opinion on the game is important. If you voice your concerns, they're more likely to get changed. You know what I mean? If you don't say nothing, then nothing's going to get changed. So let me know in the comment section. I know I told you guys this in my past videos. I get a lot of comments in the comment section. So if I don't respond to your comment, it's not because I didn't read it. I get a lot of comments in the comment section. So I do, for the ones that I'm not able to respond to right when they're dropped, I will like it to let you guys know that I at least read it and that your opinion has been heard. So drop a comment in the comment section. And if you enjoy MMA gaming content, make sure to slap that subscribe button because this is the channel for you. As well as if you want some tutorials and some tips and tricks after UFC 5 drops, this is also the channel for you. But until the next video, guys, take it easy, be safe, enjoy the rest of your guys' day, afternoon, evening, depending on where you guys are watching this from. And I will see you guys in the next video.